There was a part that was not recorded. The camera was not on. It escaped me to turn it on again. And the reason why I want to do the face color first is because I want to paint these little areas of the bangs first and then the yellow. This pink, since it has white in it, or I shouldn't say pink, this kind of peachy flesh tone has a lot of white, so it would cover the yellow, and we don't want that. I think this pencil will smear my skin tone, and although I don't care about if it makes marks in the hair, I do care if it makes it in the face, because then it's going to look like a mustache, and today I don't want that. So I guess I'm going to have to go with a little bit of white in there as well. I really don't want to drag the pencil line right there. If I can find it, I'm going to link to the wax pencil that doesn't move at all and is super awesome. But I also love the watercolor pencil or water soluble pencil. Well, you know what? I'm going to go gently, tap, tap, tap in there, and then later on I will give it a layer of white if needed, and then more skin tone. Okay, I think that should be enough. If you're new around here, subscribe for acrylic painting videos, sketchbook tutorials, and all kinds of fun with jelly printing. Alright, I will let it dry. With a little drop of black and more yellow than black, I'm going to do the eyebrows, which should look like a little brown. And that's just so that it looks darker than the hair. And if for whatever reason we don't like it, we can always go back. And I have to be careful so I don't smear the rest of the other yellow part. More or less. Some of the acrylic paint I'm using is the one that I refreshed and revived in other videos, so I'm going to include a link to them for you to see in case that you have a bottle of acrylic paint that has been drying. You can save it. As I was thinking of the rest of the page, I thought it would be a very nice thing to have some dark clouds, a little bit of sort of raining type of clouds. So I'm going to get some of the black and some of the blue and make some fluffy rain clouds. I'm using one of my most messed up brushes because I want them with a lot of texture. And the colors are the same black I've been using with white and blue that I have in the rest of the page. So I'm going to start by making the bottom part, and I like the round part for making a more kind of fluffy texture or round shapes. In some parts I will add a little bit of white, and this is one of the rare times when I like working wet on wet, because for the most part I avoid it like the plague. It's very easy for me and for many to make a very dramatic mess. And I'd rather be more relaxed. Plus, since I mix a bunch of different colors, feels more comfortable to wait for them to dry at every step. So that's how I roll. And that's it. Just a couple of them. I'm going to wait for this to dry and see if I want to add anything else. For the face, I'm going to add highlights and more shadows with different colors. These are beautiful crayons. I'm going to have the link if you care to see them. They are beautiful. And the most fun part for me is that they dry like acrylics, so it's extra fun. I'm using a different type of blue, so it contrasts with the background. And I'm just going to have a very mild little areas, very small areas, and with a clean brush, so I don't come back and drag the yellow or the pink or something else. With a clean wet brush, I'm just going to drag a little bit of the color. It's just barely wet. One of the great parts of this, to me is awesome, is that when it's still wet, if you happen not to like it, you can just dry it away with a napkin and it will be gone. For example, I don't like the blue on top of the yellow because it's bringing a green that I did not mean to have in there. So add more water and remove it. Let me know in the comments if you enjoy adding different type of media in your pages. Some people only like to have either watercolor or acrylics, and others love to add all kinds of stuff to their pages. Okay, I might want to add this dark brown just a little bit to make the eyes a little more set. And it only takes a very small amount to make the shadows or an area more sunken or more pronounced. And that's always so interesting to me. I love the transformation.